Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Sunstone, and today I have something super exciting to share with all of you. It's something I've actually been working on for quite some time now, and I think I'm finally ready to share it. And that is this graphic organizing the relationships between most of the NPCs as well as where they all live. Because I know when you start playing this game, there are so many characters, and it's really hard to figure out who's related to who, if characters are together, if they're roommates. It can be so hard to figure this all out. So I really hope this will be helpful. So we're just gonna go through this whole thing together. I will also add some little fun facts along the way, and maybe you'll learn something new. So our first family here starts with Betty. Betty actually had her kids with Frank Sr., who is not with us anymore. He did pass away. But Betty lives at the tavern with two of her kids, Aaliyah and Noah, both of whom are romanceable. And then her third kid, Frank, lives with his wife Erica at their house with their two cats, Peanut and Butter. Betty does actually have a fourth child named Eddie. However, we have not yet met Eddie or seen him on Coral Island, so he is not yet on this chart. So the next family is the wildlife enthusiast family, starting with Mark and Anne, who are siblings. Mark is romanceable, and Anne is married to Paul, who have a daughter together named Zoe. There's also a cute little dog named Bonbon who lives at this residence with the family. So Raphael and Pablo are brothers who live at the blacksmith shop. They are both romanceable, and they are cousins with Antonio. Antonio was married to Suki, and they have a daughter together. Her name is Valentina. However, Antonio and Suki are no longer together. They are co-parenting Valentina together, but they are not together anymore. But all three do live at the Coral Inn. Alice, who is Suki's twin sister, also lives at the Coral Inn. Both of these girls are romanceable. The other residents of the Coral Inn are Eva, Raj, and Macy, all romanceable candidates. And Macy does have a pet blue lobster named Steven. Jim owns this house in the Woodlands area next to Pufferfish. He lives here with his two kids, Lily and Theo, who are siblings and both romanceable characters. Lily and Theo did have a mother, however, she sadly passed away, and so now it is just the three of them. Next up are the residents of the carpenter shop. So we have Dinda and Joko, who together have a son named Archie. Surya is Joko's brother's oldest son, making Surya cousins with Archie, as well as Dinda and Joko's nephew, and Surya is a romanceable candidate. We also know that Dinda and Joko have cousins running the furniture store for them, but I haven't confirmed the exact relationship between them, so that's just a little bonus piece of information. Next up are the residents of the mansion. So Ling and Randy are together. However, Leah is Randy's daughter. Ling would therefore be Leah's stepmom, and Leah is romanceable. Leah's mom, whose name I believe is Olivia, went through a divorce with Randy. Presumably, she still travels the world as an art dealer. So maybe she'll visit the island one day. So next up are the residents of the vineyard. So Bree and Walter are together, and they have a son named Luke, who is romanceable. Luke has a dog named Taco, who we all know and love. And a little fun fact here with this family is that Jenna on the Back to Nature TV show is actually Luke's cousin. Eleanor and Sunny are together. They have a son named Oliver, and they all live together at the beach shack. Next up are the residents of the cabin in the woods nearby the ranch. So Jack and Kira are together, and they have a son together named Kenny, who is romanceable. So next up we have a series of roommates. So first we have Waka and Kem, who are both romanceable and both live at the observatory. However, Waka's dad, Wataru, is also on the island, and he lives at the lighthouse. Waka does also have a room there, so he may stay there from time to time. Next we have Scott and Charles, both romanceable characters, and they live together in the very modern looking house on the pier by Zara's boat. Next are Yuri and Millie, who are also roommates. They are both romanceable, and they live together on Garden Lane, and Millie also has a pet lizard named Tin. Next are Sam and Emily, who live together at Sam's general store. They are together in a relationship, and they are trying to have a kid together. However, they haven't had any luck just yet. Finally, for couples and roommates are Emma and Dippa, who are together, and they also live together in the woodlands in a very cute little house. So the rest of the characters all live on their own, at least to our knowledge at this point. Ben lives in his caravan. He is romanceable, but he doesn't totally live alone because he does have a pet duck named Fun Bucket. Ben also does leave the island in the fall, so if you see his caravan missing, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Maybe you can learn where he goes if you level up your friendship with him. Mayor Connor lives on his own in his house in the woodlands. He did have a wife who passed away, so now he's just living on his own with the big responsibility of running Starlet Town. Nina lives in the abandoned villa, however she only visits in the summer, at least in the first year. Nina is romanceable, and Nina's family does not live on Coral Island. Her mother lives elsewhere, and her father sadly passed away. Zara lives on her own on a boat. I do believe that we will be meeting Zara's family at some point in the game, because it is stated that she often visits her family on the other side of Coral Island, so in the Savannah area. So I'm hoping we'll run into them once we've unlocked access to the upper portion of Coral Island. Takeba lives on his own at the hot springs, however there is a second room in there, so I'm wondering if someone will be coming to visit at some point or moving in later, but for now he's on his own. Rati is a traveling merchant who runs the floating shop as well as the black market. We don't know where Rati comes from, potentially one of the other islands in the nearby area, and I hope we'll get to learn more about Rati and their potential family, maybe once island hopping becomes a feature. And finally on this chart is Judge Ross, who we do see from time to time, and Judge Ross does stay at the Coral Inn when she visits. However, we don't know exactly where she lives, we don't know anything about her family, we don't know much about her other than the fact that she is here to evaluate our town. So I can't wait to also learn more about Judge Ross. There are other characters in this game that are not on this chart because they didn't have icons yet, so as soon as they get their own icons, of course I'll add them. For example, Karen and Reina. Do they ever leave Pufferfish? Are they being held hostage? We don't know. This graphic also doesn't indicate friendships because a lot of the characters are friends with each other, some closer than others, but I think that's really fun to discover as you play the game and get to know them. So I left that out of it. It would have been way too chaotic, but this gives you enough to have an idea of who's related to who lives together, who lives apart, so on and so forth. So I really hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the relationships between the characters on Coral Island as well as their residences. Let me know down in the comments if any of these relationships surprised you, if any of them made you go, oh, that makes sense, or if there's anything you're super curious about and want to learn more. Anything and everything, you know I always love hearing from you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and until next time, take care. And a very special thanks to Meredith, Formotus, Tansy, Cisco, Cheese, and Divine Raven, my beautiful Sunstone members. I love you all very much, and thank you so much for the extra support on the channel, which really helps to make all that I do possible and means the world to me.